focusing so much on business and growing, and getting bigger and getting the subscribers, getting the viewers, that I forget I'm just a guy, you know. Paul Jameson, everybody.
Hi guys. What's your number one piece of advice to someone who's just starting their lawn care business?
There's Lawn Care Juggernaut, there's Owl Blades. Well, we all have our own personal touch. And that's why I say when you start in social media, you gotta be you. When I started social media, I didn't even show my face. I just showed my hands on how they fixed a small engine. Whatever you do, whether it be pressure washing, gutter cleaning, fall cleanups, lawn mowing, whatever industry you're in, get your camera out and record yourself on how you do it.
What's been the biggest mistake you've made on your entrepreneurial journey?
You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Biggest mistake that I've made.
Hey, what's up everybody? All the way from Idaho on an airplane this year. We have Phil's Lawn Care. What's up,
guys
Phil?
Doing good. Paul, how are you?
Year 2 of you attending the Equip, and this year you wised up a little bit, huh?
I flew, yeah. Made some right choices this year, so blessed to be here.
Yeah, how is it year 2? Do you feel more prepared now?
You know, yeah. With flying comes pros and cons. You know about that. You fly all the time.
Yeah.
And so driving 30 hours here and then 30 hours back really is a
Never
time
again.
killer. Yeah. But my wife actually wants to make a trip out of it next year. So I'm kind of on the edge of that. I enjoyed my flight better than the drive, but we might make a trip out of it next year. So we'll see.
Okay. Your wife's doing good on her Amazon videos. I've been seeing her. I've been seeing you on Amazon.
I've been slowly telling people about that, you know, and so telling them to post those 3 videos and just wait for approval. But,
yeah.
A
little hidden nugget there you find on the Green Industry
that's
Podcast.
right.
The
Yeah.
Amazon influencer program's where it's at.
Yep.
So what's new with Phil's Lawn Care?
Nothing really, just cranking out the content, doing the best I can, and so we're still slowly. Well, the season's winding down, so I mean, just with like anybody else, you know, you got leaves falling in our city, and so a lot of guys are transferring over to fall cleanups, and so that's what we're doing. But see, with my kind of content, not a lot of people like to see fall cleanups. They like to see property cleanups with the tall grass and the overgrown sidewalks and edges. So super hard to find that nowadays. You know, everything's dead if it wasn't watered. If it is, it's not even overgrown. And so what I started doing was working super hard in the springtime when the grass is super tall and crazy. So I'm working countless hours a week just getting and cranking out these properties, getting the content and setting it aside for the wintertime. So that's what's been new. I didn't do that last year, and man, I was struggling to get some content out there for the winter, you know, because a lot of people are like, hey, we don't want to see you plow snow. We don't want to see fall cleanups. We want to see you cutting grass.
Yeah, what's been your most memorable moment out there cleaning up these properties?
You know, just the impact, the reactions that I see physically. I don't really broadcast them or showcase them online because I don't like to put people out in the public like that. But, you know, to each their own. But I got to say, just kind of seeing that reaction and getting that imprinted in my mind and head and seeing, you know, that I'm just blessed to be able to give these people. I'm just blessed that God has given me the opportunity to expand my social media to where I can get paid, you know, and give these people free makeovers without having the city charge them, you know, $300 an hour for them to come and clean up their overgrown mess that they haven't taken care of the whole year.
It's a win-win-win. The viewer gets entertainment that's clean and fun, and it's better than some of the raunchy stuff, the other alternatives of entertainment. And the homeowner is blessed because they got their yard cleaned up for free, and then you're blessed. So everyone wins.
Yeah,
pretty
cool. I always thought that my content was only not educational, but entertainment, like entertaining, which it is. But, however, I noticed that there's a lot of informative content within the entertainment content that we do. And that is a lot of people reaching out and saying, hey, I actually started a lawn care business because I see that you're doing good to your community. I want to do the same thing. So I went ahead and now am mowing lawns on the side. Or some people are like, you know what? I never took my sidewalk edges as seriously as you. So I went out and bought an edger last night and laid some nice edges on my sidewalk. And now I got the best looking lawn on the block. So it's really neat to see how you can impact people without even knowing it.
Speaking about impact people and influence, have people been recognizing you at the show this year?
Yeah, a lot of people. I've actually came in contact with a lot of people throughout the year. And so I got to meet, you know, do the meet and greets this year with a lot of
Did you need me to wear this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think it'll come through.
Oh, I'll put it on. Keep going.
Okay. But no, I've been, yeah, just clip it.
There we go. Now we're on Phil's Lawn Care channel too.
Paul Jameson, everybody.
Hi guys.
But no, it's been good. I've been meeting a lot of people that I have been in contact with throughout the year. Some random people come up to me and they say, "Hey, we watch your videos," and I'm like, "Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much." And so it's just truly, I'm truly humbled to see that and get those interactions with the people here in the lawn care community.
Yeah, and I really appreciate your character, Phil, as a friend. Like you challenge me to be way better of a person. So I'm glad that our community has a rock like you who just you have strong character.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you too, man. Whenever I need something, I reach out to you. I reach out to other folks. That's what the community is all about.
Yeah, we just had SB Mowing on here, and it's cool how, from the best that I can tell, everyone gets along. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like nobody's here
trying to start fights or something.
Right.
You know?
No, it's like, hey, everyone's just supporting each other. It's fantastic. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's really good to be around like-minded people. Definitely. That's a must in life. If you're around toxic relationships, if you're around, just people that are influencing you in a negative way, you got to get away from those people. You got to go to the positive side. You got to go and meet with, just don't be afraid to meet new people. You never know who you can meet. I met so many new people here that made connections with, followed them on social media, and now we're going to connect throughout the year and just talk. So
that's fantastic. What's been the biggest mistake you've made in all your entrepreneurial journey?
The biggest mistake I've made.
Because for those who don't know your story, you used to work at Ace Hardware, and then you transitioned into lawn care business, and that was successful. And then you transitioned into social media, and that's successful. But somewhere along the way, couldn't it be all this perfect?
I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. The biggest mistake that I see that I've made was probably not giving enough time and not separating my personal life from my business life. It almost seems like I'm constantly working and in the springtime, summertime, a lot of you guys know that you're constantly working. It seems like you're working 80, 90, 300 hours a week, and just like grinding away and never stop. But then if you have family, that family side gets neglected a lot, and you're like, you don't realize it until it gets mentioned or you finally clicks in and you're like,
your wife had a little smirk there about getting mentioned.
Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Someone makes a comment or you realize it yourself. You're like, what am I doing? I'm working myself to the ground, working so much, and I feel like I'm expanding. I feel like I'm growing. However, where's my personal life? I'm all into this business. That's great. That's what a lot of motivators try to tell you, try to teach you, but no one's talking about how you need to also, don't forget about your roots. Don't forget about where you came from, and don't forget about your family that helped you start this whole thing. So you can really leave a lot of people behind. And I'm not saying I did, but you can really leave a lot of people behind. A lot of the things you can forget about. You can forget about where you started, and that's what's most important. You never want to forget about your humble beginning. So don't let your 80, 90, 100-hour weeks leave the rest of your personal life in the dust. You got to have something. You got to be doing something actively, involved in, let's just say, a church, or go and do a physical activity like, go work out or go play basketball or do something that will get your mind off of work, because we can get really so deep sucked into it that we forget again about our personal life, and that can cause a lot of trouble later down the road because it can lead to burnout. So that's just my opinion. Again, a lot of people see it differently than me, but that's just one mistake that I've made, is just focusing so much on business and growing and getting bigger and getting the subscribers, getting the viewers, that I forget that, hey, I'm just a guy, and I want to do my mission on this earth, and do what God has me to do. So
when I was talking to SB Mowing, he said in 2 years he's never missed an upload on Friday at 8 a.m. You're a Sunday morning publisher, correct?
Sunday 9 a.m. Yep.
Sunday, and you're in the West Pacific
Northwest.
Northwest. So how is that pressure? Like, because you seem like you've never missed one that I can tell.
I actually did miss.
Okay.
Not last week's, it was the week before. So like I was saying, things have kind of slowed down. We just bought a house. We moved in. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And that's just kind of been like an overload for me. So switching over from, going from a rental to a new house and having to, buy all the things,
Oh, that's
making sure all
stressful.
the, dots are, the dots are filled in and the whatever the saying is. But
I's are dotted, T's are crossed.
exact. Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah. My mind's drawing a blank, but just making sure everything is in the clear. And we finally moved in, we settled in, and we still, we had a couch mess up. They sent us the wrong couch. They actually delivered a wrong couch to us, and we just took that one. But we're getting our new couch, so that's like the final thing. But that's just pocket change. But yeah, other than that, it's been good. And so yeah, I did miss a week before that, but I'm gonna try to post consistently, at least every 2 weeks. I don't know if I can do weekly because I only have certain limited amount of content for the wintertime saved up.
What's your number one piece of advice to someone who's just starting their lawn care business?
Number one piece of advice, kind of what I was talking about from my mistake, is don't think that you need to just pound out the hours and go full in. I mean, you need to go full time at some time, but don't think that you need to go right away. You need to have a game plan, and you need to make sure that you have enough of a plan in order to do it correctly. You don't want to go into this thing thinking that you know it all and that you've watched so many YouTube videos on how to start lawn care businesses that you can go and start one. You need to know yourself what you're getting into. And so just doing an extensive amount of research, writing it down on a paper of exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to start really will make a big impact on your success for the future. So I just believe in goals. I believe in, writing it out on a piece of paper so you can physically see what you want to do and not just have a thought in your mind.
Where's
thinking
your
that you're
goals
gonna be
at?
a big shot. Where are my goals at?
On a napkin, on a piece of paper in your office? You said write them down. Where do you
Write
write
them down.
down?
Like you can either make notes on your phone,
I mean, you personally, what do you do?
I just write them down on a note. Yeah,
Okay.
in my phone on a notepad, and just write down the goals that I want for the future, 2024. Previous goals, if I've succeeded, if I haven't, then how can I succeed for next year? So yeah.
What's one of those previous goals that you've already crushed?
Previous goals? Well, I wanted to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I crushed that goal. So now I'm like 250. So we're climbing
You're
up
at
to the
250
million.
right now?
Yeah.
My God.
260 something on one channel, 250
Wow.
on another.
What?
Yeah. So we're like,
That's the
we're
Phil's
half
plus?
yeah, we're 500,000 on both combined.
Congratulations.
On just YouTube.
Congratulations, Phil.
Yeah.
My God. I
So-
remember I interviewed you a long time ago and you hadn't hit 100 yet.
That's exactly last year. That was my goal for 2023 is to hit 100, and we did it. So millions coming up next.
Where's your silver plays?
My silver play buttons,
Say
they're
plural.
they were on a wall. We moved. I put them in a closet.
Okay.
But I want to put them in my shop, in my garage, because that's where I spend a lot of my time, and that's where kind of like my equipment is, the thing that makes me money, the equipment. And that's right over there. And so I kind of want to put them in a spot where I can see them every time, like I go out and run my route.
Fantastic. Is there anything we're leaving out here that needs addressed or encouragement you want to share with other folks? We have an international audience, Phil.
Well, I got to say that I always talk about social media and growth. And so whatever industry you're in, do not be shy. Do not be afraid of getting your camera out and recording yourself and putting yourself out there on social media. You don't have to put your face out there. You don't even have to talk. When I started social media, I didn't even show my face. I just showed my hands on how they fixed a small engine. You know how I did small engine repair videos?
Yeah, you're very mechanically.
Yeah, I do my own mechanics. I don't let the dealers touch my equipment. No, but I save a lot of money either way. So that's a good trade to get into before you get into lawn care so you can fix your own machines. But anyways, I always say, whatever you do, whether it be pressure washing, gutter cleaning, fall cleanups, lawn mowing, whatever industry you're in, get your camera out and record yourself on how you do it. Whether you're going to be doing educational videos teaching people on how to do the projects, or you're going to be in more along the lines of entertainment, which is what I always like to get people into, is because you get more engagement, you get a wider audience, and so people want to see how the satisfying portion of the cleanup instead of you explaining it and talking it, because a lot of people they watch my videos just to be entertained and just to be satisfied, and also it cures their I forgot the word, but anyways, they'll they'll fall asleep to it. It's very therapeutic. That's the word. So for them, just hearing the equipment work and the shovel scraping,
the shovel, yeah. The shovel gets me.
they're like they're laying there and they're like, you know.
Now, how did you find your unique style? Because I was talking to SB about this. His personality's in his video. That's why it's so successful.
Yeah.
And all of these copycats try to be like him and they flop because they're not him. He's
Right.
like, if they want an SB mowing video, they're going to watch an SB mowing, not you trying to pretend to be SB mowing.
Yeah.
So how did you find, because there's no way you would have hit 500,000 and drawn in the audience like this if you didn't have Phil's touch. So what is that like?
So as far as from channel to channel, there are a lot of differences. So if you look at like, and I don't want to call myself a big shot. I mean, I'm nowhere compared to Spencer, but I will say that, you know, I'm at around the 260,000 mark. There's Lawn Care Juggernaut. There's Owl Blades. We all have our own personal touch. And like you just said, there's a lot of guys that'll go out there and try to replicate word for word, logo for logo, and just do every single thing the same way.
But they're not you.
And they're not you, yeah. And you don't have that personal touch because now you're kind of like faking it. Now you're like, okay, I need to say the same things. I need to, you know, get the certain reaction or something like that. And so it's not genuine. And so people will see that. People will read right through you and be like, oh, nope, this guy, he's no good, you know, and we don't want to watch him. We don't want to subscribe to him. So that personal touch, whenever I started, I never did the interactions. It was just not my thing, right? And so I never included the actual homeowner in the videos. And so
That's
if they
SB
came
Mowing's
out,
signature.
yeah, if they came out, you know, I would let them know, hey, you know, you're in my shot. Do you want to be blurred out or whatever, you know, something like that. But I would always have them like, you know, stay inside, just like you would when you're mowing grass. You know, hey, stay inside. It's just for safety reasons, you know. And so, but yeah, having that personal touch is very important. And that's why I say when you start in social media, you got to be you. Don't fake yourself. Don't be like anybody else. I know it's tempting to watch and to see people getting millions of views on all these videos in the lawn care and landscape industry, but don't fall for it. Don't be like them. Just be yourself, and you'll never know where being yourself will get you.
Yeah, God created us to be our original self, not a copycat. And
Yeah.
There's unique things about Phil. There's unique things about me. And I don't, you know, I'm not throwing my name in the hat with y'all, but I'm just saying it's so much easier to be Paul. It's so much easier to be Phil. It's so much easier to be Spencer. So much
Exactly.
easier to be Juggernaut. So much easier to just be Al. Like, be yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. So that's the most important thing. Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic. Well, your second year at Equip here, any takeaways from the event? Any memorable moments? And you
I gotta
brought your
say,
wife with you?
I mean, of course, yeah. I'm super thankful for my wife to be here. And she's recording me right now. She's doing all the videoing and recording. And so I'm super thankful for that. I don't have to do it by myself. But no, I'm super memorable things right here, right now is just seeing all the people and making those connections, talking to brands, finding, you know, their product managers and brand managers, marketing managers, and talking to those people and getting my name out there, right?
Yep.
We got to have that reach out mentality because if we stay closed doors, if we don't even attend this event, no one's going to know who we are. So we got to go out there, venture out, go talk to these brands, talk to other content creators, talk to other lawn care guys and just get our name out there, right? Hand out business cards, make friendships. That's what it's all about. You know, it's not just going here and seeing the latest and greatest equipment. And most of the stuff that you see, you're probably not even going to purchase, right? Because it's like, all these autonomous mowers like $20,000, $30,000. Like who's got the money for that, right? But what I'm saying is, yeah, it's not just about seeing the latest and greatest equipment. It's about making those personal connections. That's what's important.
So good. What would you say to someone who didn't come to Equip this year, but they're listening to this or watching this, and they're like, man, everyone's look like they're having so much fun in Louisville.
I'll say I was just like you. And a couple years back, I would watch all these big shots, I call them, all the bigger lawn care YouTubers. They would post all these Equip video GIE back then, yeah. It was called the GIE Expo, and they would show all these latest and greatest machines, and just like everyone was having a good time. I'm like, I want a little bit of part of that, you know. I want to experience that. So 2022 last year was my first time going, and it was just like, man, it changed the way I see this whole industry because I didn't know about the whole making connections. I had online friends, but now I have friends that I've actually shook hands with and made that physical connection with instead of just communicating online. So just like we're here talking right now, I would have never had that if I didn't I reached out to you, and then I might have asked you about it too, but reached out to Tony, and then I reached out to all these guys, and they convinced me to come, and now I'm here, and I will never miss a beat. Never miss
shout
a
outs
year.
to Tony's Lawn Care, Lake Country in Georgia, our mutual funds. But yeah, I mean, I've been friends with Phil. We did a Zoom call podcast interview, and it was good. But then when I got to meet you in person, it took our friendship to the next level.
Isn't it so much different?
And then,
we're like talking to person
to
person.
We've seen each other in a different city at a different event, and then we see each other again here. And now it's just like you're a lifelong friend and, a brother. Like, you helped me be a better man. And if it was only on virtual, it wouldn't be as deep as this. And then multiply that by, rinse and repeat. Like Tony, I only see him once a year, but it's like, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony Rudolph, and the list could go on and on and on. So come on out to Louisville, Kentucky.
Definitely. Yeah, don't miss it. Don't ever second guess it. It's the greatest event ever. And it happens one time a year. If it happened 5, 6, 7 times, then it could be like repetitive. It could get kind of boring, but it's never boring. Something I always look for. Yeah,
and I feel like so many people have busy schedules. We have landscaping companies here, lawn care companies, hardscaping companies, but people prioritize it. I'm going in Louisville in October, and you set the block of time off ahead of time now.
Yeah. Right after this event ends, we're going to be hibernating in the wintertime, but as soon as springtime comes, I'm going to be booking my hotel. I'm going to be getting my tickets right away, because that's the main time to get in because of the cheaper prices, and hotels aren't price gouging you at that time. So, yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, I really appreciate your time, Phil. Is there anything we're leaving out here?
No, I think that was it. Thank you so much for your time.
That's your cue of letting people know how they can connect with you, follow you on social media.
Yeah. So Phil's Lawn Care on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And then also Phil's Lawn Care Plus. You can find me. That's my behind the scenes channel on YouTube. I got Facebook and TikTok as well. So, and shorts content. I got a third channel now.
Oh,
so growing that.
What's that one?
Phil's Lawn Care Shorts.
Okay.
Short form content. Reduced versions of the makeover. Some people don't want to watch a whole 40 minutes. They just want to watch like a 5-minute condensed version. So that's what I'm doing on there.
Nice. Thank you, Phil.
Appreciate it, Paul.
Thanks for your time.
Yep.